Evening. This is Evening Sky. I'm your host, Sky. Let's get right into it. The Inferno in Hong Kong. So far, as of this post right now, 36 lives have been claimed, and there's hundreds of more people that are missing. So this is going to be a very big, story for the next few weeks, especially in Hong Kong. But it's international news right now. My takeaway, sadly, maybe bamboo isn't the best, structural substance to use for constructing high rises. I'm just saying. A lot of people say, well, steel melted the Twin Towers during the terrorist attack on 9/11 2001. Yeah, that's true, but that was because of jet fuel. The jet fuel really ramped up the heat of the flames and weakened the steel, and then it caused it to buckle, and it caused it to bend at those high temperatures. I don't even think the temperatures were that high here. From what I understand, September 11th, the World Trade Center, those flames were at least 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what they are here at the Hong Kong story. I'm not sure exactly what the Hong Kong flames what they were, but that's one thing that people say. There's conspiracy theories. Oh well, there's Building 7 that just fell. It looked like it just imploded. It just fell. So that was another fire. The fire was too hot, and it just weakened all the structure, and it just tumbled. It just completely collapsed. But here, the buildings aren't really collapsing; they're just burning, like with a fierceness and a ferocity that is very very discouraging, obviously. But I mean, I just think when I look at the pictures, they look like my banner. To be honest, I'm just saying, it just looks like the banner I have for trending news. Subscribe to at Sky Saunders on YouTube. That's what really drew me to the story, and it's very sad because so many people have died. That's a very distressing, depressing kind of thing. But you just have to take into account. I mean, bamboo is not the best method of making towers. It's not really causing a question whether they should even use it. I think they had a few months ago, I think back in March, they actually started phasing out all the bamboo scaffolding on different structures that were put up. It looks like, let me see. It says bamboo scaffolding still widely used despite phase out plan. Even though it's being phased out, they're still using it. A leader in Hong Kong says task force set up to probe cause of blaze. Still not sure whether it was arson. Still not sure if it was some kind of electrical problem or some kind of oil, fire or something like that, an accident, something like that. They're not sure yet. At least 4 bamboo scaffolding fires in city this year. So this is not, just an isolated incident. This is, coming, more part of the daily kind of existence for Hong Kongers or people of Hong Kong. And bamboo played a major role in traditional Chinese art. Yeah, back when, like, thousands of years ago, Chinese civilization, that was probably one of the best tools to use. And it's sturdy, it's strong, but at the same time it weakens when it gets through rain, and it is highly flammable, as we've seen. So Wiz says, yeah, I heard you can get apartment somewhere open in Asia for $600 a month US dollars. That's not bad. Is it part of this system? Is it part of these towers? That's what I want to know. I wouldn't mind living there. I wanted to travel there like in 2018, 2017, before COVID hit, before they had the British, something with the documentation, the Constitution went left, something messed up. So I kind of like faded back on those ideas, but Hong Kong is still a bustling city. Still has some of the best skyscrapers in the world. Can put New York to shame in a lot of ways. But yeah, so this bamboo is not it. It's not these bamboo lattices came crashing down to the ground in flames. Like that's a really bad look. It's not a good look at all. Wiz says that's the only thing they be having natural disasters here in the U.S. All natural disasters only come from states that are surrounded by water, like New Orleans, Florida, etc., etc. They say New York. He's going to continue, I'm sure. They say New York, and he's going to continue. At least 36 people have died. 36 people plus, the scores more have haven't been found yet. They're still missing. It says is from Reuters. For decades in the skyscraper-strewn former British colony, bamboo has been the material of choice for scaffolding, cheap, abundant, and flexible, bound together with nylon cords. The craft originated on mainland China, where bamboo, viewed as symbolizing grace and moral fortitude, has since ancient times been a cornerstone of architecture, even reputedly used for scaffolding and tools and the building of the Great Wall. So we're going back, years, decades, almost not eons maybe, but millennia. Now, though, it has largely been phased out there for its sturdier metal scaffolding and clamps. But Hong Kong, despite its modernity, that's irony right there, still has around 2,500 registered bamboo scaffolding masters plying their trade according to official figures. That should never be. That should not be the case. And that's what's so ironic, because these great buildings, just Google Hong Kong skyline and see what you get. Just Google Hong Kong skyline, you'll see. And you have to wonder which of these buildings is made by bamboo. Hong Kong sky. It's amazing. Just look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I think most of these buildings were made with steel and other materials, concrete, things of that nature. And then like on the outskirts, like in this particular district where this fire is, I think they predominantly build with bamboo, which is sad. It's really sad. That's a shame. So I think, and I wrote a story on this. I wrote the story on vocal.media. So if you are interested, you can go to vocal.media, look up my name, and look at the top story that I wrote. I think it has something to do with, fire in Hong Kong, 36 dead. I think I switched out the number to match what it currently is right now, sadly. There are over 9,000 high-rise buildings in Hong Kong. It has more skyscrapers than any other city globally. Any other city globally. Okay? The tallest building is the International Commerce Center. It's the tallest building in Hong Kong, standing at 1,588 feet, which is a little bit shorter than the One World Trade Center. One World Trade Center is 1,776 feet. It's a sad situation. Yeah, it's really sad. May everyone who lost their life live in peace. No China pact tonight. Yeah. Who is this? SW10952. Hi, Skylar. YouTube changed my name from Brooklyn. Oh, wow. They're doing weird stuff. I actually have to have a number in your name to be in the live chat. That's weird. But salute to you. Salute to you, Brooklyn. I appreciate you coming in. Make sure you, when you come in here, make sure you bring at least 1,200 friends. I know everybody's got as many friends from Facebook and Snapchat and X or Twitter or whatever the hell you want to call it. Just bring in 1,200 people. Make it pop. Brooklyn was too common. Oh, okay. You can't do that. So SW 1098 excuse me 10952. That's what they switched Brooklyn to. They couldn't give you at least Brooklyn 55980 or whatever the case may be. That's weird. Yeah, but Hong Kong was, Hong Kong has a lot of history. Hong Kong has history with the British colonies. It has history with its own self. It was a powerful force in the up until late 2000 teens. When it was going through a lot of changes in the constitutional in the representation. Dubai has 171 floors. Wow, that's a lot of floors, yeah. But Dubai stole their money. Dubai stole the money from the Europeans and the Americans. That's how and that's how they have those buildings. They took my initials and zip code and gave me 5 options. Texas T8 says this is the dark side of YouTube. I guess so. But yeah, so Hong Kong was a powerful vision. And it doesn't. You don't have to be like the opposite of Hong Kong or at that time was Venezuela. Venezuela during the 2000 teens was a hellscape, and it continues really in a lot of ways to be a hellscape. But it's not as horrible as it once was. It was very bad. It was like they let out zoos to get the animals to eat their meat. That's how bad it was in Venezuela. Now I think it's calmed down a little bit, but it's still terrible. It's still a terrible place. It's like, like rain when it really pours down. It's like still raining there. It's still raining pretty hard, but it's not pouring down as much as intense rain. Would I move there? Would I move to Hong Kong? It depends. It all depends. I mean, now I probably wouldn't. Like I said, in the late 2000 teens, I would have. They had, commerce. And the thing about Hong Kong was, and I gave Venezuela as like a contrast, is because Venezuela has more oil reserves than Saudi Arabia. I think it has the most oil reserves in the world, if I'm not mistaken. I think it has. You can check me on that. No, it wasn't occupied by the British. It had a constitution with the British. That's what I was saying. Hong Kong had a constitution with the British. Are you asking a question? Wasn't it a British occupied territory? I think they had a constitution with the British, but Hong Kongers, lived on the land. That's what I understand it as. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken. I could stay corrected. I'm not above being corrected. But that's what I understood. But the thing is, it didn't have any natural resources. It didn't have any connections outside of the British contract that was, or the Constitution or something like that. It was a rock in the middle of nowhere. It was just a rock with it was a fishing village. That's basically what it was. It was just like an island almost, but I don't think it was specifically an island, but it was like that. It was a fishing village. Then it transformed, I think, in the late 19th century and through the mid 20th century, and it sprouted. It just blew up. It just not to be funny, blew up, but it just expanded. It just kept on growing and growing and building taller and taller buildings and having economically driven activity throughout the span of time. But if this was 2017, I probably would have moved there. I probably would have moved to Hong Kong. If it was like 2017, 2015 to 2017, I probably would have moved there. But they've since had some, trouble, with the constitutional rules and things of that nature, and it's kind of sad, really. And this fire just makes it even worse. It's a added injury to insult, really. So you have to really understand the history of Britain and Hong Kong and China and all these different players that are responsible for this fire, really. It's really because of that damn bamboo. I mean, they've shown it to be a symbol of strength and virility and the ability to make different structures. But obviously, it's not that great because we have infernos like this that happened. And this isn't the first time. This is the first time it was on the news. Oh, I was there. Never again. Why never again? When were you there? SW. I'm just gonna say SW. When were you there? What time frame? What year? Or what years were you there? And why never again? And again, I'm looking at Dubai. Dubai is not a great city. Yes, they have skyscrapers, and that's fine. Well, really, those skyscrapers came from American and European ingenuity and architects and ideals, and they stole the money to build the buildings in the first place before bird flu. Okay, so bird flu was what? Many times. Bird flu. Are you talking about the COVID? Or are you talking about when was bird flu? That was like 2015, wasn't it? Something like 2014? Bird flu? And were you there on business, or were you there just for pleasure, just for a vacation? Was it business? SW? Early 2000s, okay. And was it business or was it pleasure? Was it for economy, or was it for economic business? Oh, for business. Okay, so but you still soaked in the richness of the land and the different the hustle and bustle of the place, right? And why did you say never again? Are you saying never again because of their current situation, or because of your time there when you were there? I'm very curious. But yeah, over 1,000 skyscrapers. Over 1,000. Hong Kong has over 9,000 high-rise buildings. That's amazing. And it was just a rock. It was just a rock in the middle of nowhere. Nothing. It was a nothing. That just shows you the ingenuity of the Chinese people and what you can do when you have just the elements of freedom. That was written into the British Constitution. That's amazing. That still stuns me in a lot of ways, because it's just so amazing that could actually happen. But yeah, so this whole now rises to 44. 44 people have been killed. This is going to continue to rise, sadly. 279 people not accounted for. More than 800 firefighters are tackling the blaze at Wang Fuk. I'm going to say Fuk. F-U-K. Real close, but not quite. F-U-K. Court with the fire under control in front and 4 of the 8 buildings. The construction company executives are under arrest on suspicion of manslaughter connected to flammable materials, including bamboo and polystyrene foam that may have allowed the fire to spread quickly. See, they're right there. They're already under arrest for manslaughter connected to flammable materials like bamboo. It didn't feel safe. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I can understand that. It didn't feel safe. The fire has been classed as a level 5, the most serious level in Hong Kong. So this is a level 5. This is like a 5-alarm fire, I guess, in America, or a 4-alarm fire. I think 4 or 5-alarm fire is the most serious. A baby and an elderly woman have been rescued as the late night emergency operations continue. Local media reports. They have to say stories like that to encourage people. The government has paid tribute to a 37-year-old firefighter. Rockin' power to you. You're my age, whoever you were. Who died fighting the blaze, describing him as dedicated and gallant. Residents are asking for help from local authorities after losing contact with relatives inside the buildings, a local councillor tells the BBC. I'm telling you, very strong U.S. dollar versus Japan. Okay. Oh, Japan is very cheap now. Very strong U.S. dollar versus Japan yen. Thank you for educating my dumb ass. I don't know what the hell that means when people say, oh, we have a weak dollar. Oh, the strong dollar, though the dollar surges. Oh, against the pound. The pound is going down and the dollar is going. I don't know what the hell any of that means. You can educate me all you want. I don't know what any of that means. I think it's gambling. I could be wrong, but they even use different phrases like you got to know when to hold them, when to show them, know when to run. For stock, picks and stuff like that. I have nothing to do with that, or bonds, or the trading markets. I respect it because it's obviously very productive and very managerial and entrepreneurial. I think it's great. You can go from zero to $1 billion in just maybe 5 to 10 years in some cases. You can be a hedge fund manager. I don't even know if that's the same area. I think it's still a Wall Street kind of ideal, but very strong U.S. dollar. I don't even know what the hell that means versus Japan yen. What about the Chinese yuan? Is the Chinese yuan pretty strong? Not trying to rhyme here, but how is the Chinese yuan? I learned about the yuan from my AP history teacher. He was really smart, snappy guy. He was great. But yeah, 44 people have died already. 3 people are arrested on suspicion of manslaughter. God damn. It's easy. A dozen eggs in the U.S. is $5 and Japan is $2. Okay, so a dozen eggs in USA is $5. Japan is $2, and that's a strong dollar. That means the dollar is stronger. If you're paying more money, it means it's stronger. I could have sworn it was the other way around. I know that the pound is like worth a hell of a lot more than the dollar. Like if you bought a book for $15 and for US dollars, it's really like $12, 12 pounds or something like that. That's what I understand it as. And if I'm wrong, please correct me, SW. My dumbass has no clue what the hell any of this is. Joanna Anderson, 94. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe, Joanna. Subscribe. And you too, SW. Okay, the strongest currency is the Swiss franc. So, but what is the strength? Where does it get its strength? Where does the currency get its strength from? How does that work? How do you say, oh, well, the Swiss franc is strongest? Oh, no, the British pound is strongest. No, the US dollar is strongest. Where does it get its strength and its weakness? I have no clue. I'm learning from you right now. I haven't done the research on that. So I'm just getting a free lesson right now. If you don't mind, if you don't mind telling me, my dumb ass, what that means. The Swiss franc, that sounds about right. The Swiss franc, I mean, that's like one of the centers of trade and finance is GDP, interest rates, okay. Gross domestic product, interest rates, has a lot of things to do with it, okay. But okay, so depending on what country it is, the GDP and the interest rate. So if interest rates are affected artificially or through the government, does that mean the same thing? And he says, in debt to income ratio. So the debt to income ratio in the United States must be very, to put it lightly, horrific, because of our debt is just out of control. We're like $38 trillion in debt, are we not? Last time I checked, it was like $38 trillion. SW, if you correct me if I'm wrong, I think we're $38 trillion in debt right now. If I'm wrong, please correct my dumb ass. No, dummy, it's not $38 trillion. But yeah, this fire is serious. They're not even looking for arsonists. They're looking for the people who built the structure. They're looking for the people who built the structures. 3 people arrested on suspicion of manslaughter. I don't even know if that would have happened in America. I don't know. Maybe it would have, but that seems a little outrageous to me. You know, I guess. I mean, is that about right? You know, arrest people because they made the thing. I mean, they didn't set the fire. We didn't start the fire, but they didn't start the fire. They just built the thing. And how many buildings are made with bamboo in Hong Kong? I bet a lot. I'm pretty sure there's a few huts somewhere. All right, SW's got the knowledge tonight, but there is more money following and then going out and bond rating. But let me know, is it $38 trillion that we're in debt? Are we in debt for $38 trillion? People park money in Zurich. Yeah, Zurich, Switzerland. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's one of the financial headquarters of the world. New York City is the like the brains of the operation, and other parts are like the central nervous system. Like Zurich and Switzerland is like the central nervous system of the financial markets. London is another place. Japan, Tokyo, Japan is another place. Um, I want to say Beijing or Shanghai, China, are other places that are economic, economically booming in their capacity. But yeah, this is a really tragic story, and it looks like my banner. I don't know. That's what it looks like. It looks like my banner. If you look at my banner, you're gonna be like, whoa, does this guy predict the future? No, I just looked at it. Geneva is the strongest city in the world and the smallest. Yeah, Geneva. Yeah, that's right. So you know more than I. Geneva. I didn't even think about Geneva. Geneva, yeah. Geneva, definitely. Geneva, Switzerland, yeah. That's definitely one of the key centers for economic trade and mobility and activity. Yeah, Geneva is definitely up there. That's definitely part of the central nervous system. And that's like the backbone, and New York is the brain, but Geneva is the backbone. It's like the skeletal system too. So Hong Kong, like I said, it had such a great history, great run. This is just an example of what you get when you let markets be markets, when you allow freedom, when you allow economic freedom to exist in a place where it was nothing. No natural resources, no lumber, no rubber, no nothing. Nothing. It was just a rock in the middle of nowhere, a fishing village. And then seemingly overnight, it became this economic powerhouse. Are you leaving, SW? Love and enjoying your channel. Happy holidays. Thank you. Happy wherever you are. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I know it may not be your Thanksgiving, but it's my Thanksgiving tomorrow. But I hope you're not leaving, because you're like the only. I'm just rambling on the mic, and I need your stability, to keep me in check. Because I really am trying to search for words, because I'm getting all this from Dr. Jerome Brook. Dr. Jerome Brook of the Ayn Rand Institute, chairman of the Ayn Rand Institute, he talked about Hong Kong like it was like Shangri-La. Okay, you're still here. Good to go. Are those countries tax havens? I think so. SW should be able to tell you. Zurich, I think, in Switzerland, and Geneva, I think, are tax havens, if I'm not mistaken. The U.S. Virgin Islands are tax havens. Cayman Islands. My state of Delaware is a tax haven if you put your money in the right places. It's a tax haven. Um, Bermuda, another one. Aruba. A lot of the island nations in the Caribbean are great tax havens, really great tax havens. Oh, but this bamboo scaffolding, oh my God. How many more buildings? They're probably going to tear down a lot of and rebuild like dozens, scores, hundreds of other buildings, maybe thousands of other small buildings. I'm sure small houses have to be, based on bamboo construction. Chile, yeah, Chile has an interesting history. It was the Chicago boys or the University of Chicago. These economists went down to Chile and had some kind of deal with Pinochet. Like he was a brutal guy. He wasn't a good guy, but he had some economists come in from uh, University of Chicago, and they switched the whole scene of Chile around. It was the worst performing country in South America. Then it switched over to one of the powerhouses in that continent. So that's just something that I learned from Dr. Jerome Brook. I just have two main teachers, Mr. Choice Terrain and Dr. Jerome Brook. That's all I give my money to. That's all that matters. Those are the two men that I've met one. I'm yet to meet the other one, but I'm looking forward to it. I met Dr. Jerome Brook. I'm looking forward to meeting Mr. Choice Terrain. Yeah, Panama. Yeah, Panama, definitely a tax haven. Yeah, so. But hey, I don't know. We can talk about this, continue to talk about this, because I just want to, just do the headline, the Hong Kong fire, and the Tai Po district. What more in the Tai Po district? I mean, they built high rises based off of bamboo. I mean, how many more high rises are built with bamboo? I can just imagine all the construction companies gearing up their tractors and and dynamite companies, getting ready to implode in various buildings around the city because they're dangerous. It's a hazard. This bamboo is not good stuff. I mean, maybe 1,000 years ago, when you had small little huts and tiny little village structures, it was probably great. It kept the rain out, kept you warm, kept the snow out. It was a wonderful tool. But now as we see, it's very difficult to say how great bamboo buildings are. I didn't see any bamboo buildings when I was there. Well, that's the thing. I don't think you can see it from the outside. I don't think you can. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think you can see the bamboo I think they like the. I don't think so. Can you? Is it the bamboo? Can you see the scaffolding from the outside? I'm gonna look this up. Building. So Hong Kong buildings, particularly high-rise residential towers, have historically used bamboo scaffolding for construction and renovations because it is lightweight, strong, and easily customizable. However, due to safety concerns like combustibility and a recent increase in accidents, the government has been phasing out its use in favor of metal. See, this is my question. I don't think the government should have to do anything. The government shouldn't phase out anything. It should just be privatized. It should be a private matter. The private sector should say, hey, we got to start using steel here. We can't be using, bamboo. This is not going to be feasible. So it says, this move was prompted by safety concerns following incidents like a recent fire that spread rapidly through bamboo scaffolding. So there are still some buildings with this scaffolding, but mainly they're high rises. But I guess you could see them. I guess you could. Yeah. Bamboo sky rises. They're in different colors. They're in blue, green. It's crazy. But they're putting people, they're locking people up. They arrested 3 people, 3 main construction heads, allegedly. SW said he didn't see any bamboo buildings when he was there. Or she. I think it's a he. I'm going to say it's a he. Don't mean to be sexist, but, I think it's a he. But yeah, that's got to stop. They got to quit with that. Bamboo scaffolding. That's not cute. That's not a good look. And just imagine, it's going to rise. The number of dead is going to rise. It's already at 44 as of this moment. Now I'm speaking right now. The last report I saw was 44. It started out with 12. Then went to 13, and then went to 14. Then went to 36. Now it's at 44. That's wild. Yeah, so it's the other half of the show. I have to say, about my day. Gotta talk about my day. This is part of my day, and I'll come back to it if you guys want to. We can talk about bamboo and Hong Kong and its history and its wonderful history background, and then its sad tragic fall. But I'm gonna just say about my day. My day is Thanksgiving Eve. It was wonderful. I went to get to the dentist. I don't understand what people are talking about when they say I hate going to the dentist. It's like so wonderful. Like you're getting dental care. That's the best thing you can possibly do. So the word of the day is crown. I got my crown in my mouth. I shall wear a crown. So I'm wearing a crown right now. So I'm feeling good. It fits in right perfectly. They're gonna do the other side. Were you there? Did you visit Macau? No, I've never been outside the United States. Never been outside the United States, SW. All stateside. All stateside. Been to various states, but never outside the country. But yeah, so just realizing that I have the potential to see a dentist on the government. The government's paying for it. I don't have to pay for dental care. I don't have to pay for vision, but I wear contacts. That's why I'm blinking like this. Sun 90 says Rick James be coming to dinner with you tomorrow. No, he's not. Thank you for the hate though, Sun 90. It's always welcome. You can hate away. Thank you for the hatred. Did you see the fire in Hong Kong? Did you see the fires? It's up to 44 people dead right now. We're talking about economy. We're talking about the different tax havens. We're talking about the United States and Switzerland and Chile and Panama, Bermuda. We're talking about all this different tax havens and places where it's economic activity. Hong Kong was like one of the top tier places for economic activity, but it's since been since fallen off. Yeah, it is. It's really sad. It's really sad. It's a shame, really. It's really sad. And I thought this was over. I thought they stopped. I thought they stopped using bamboo. At this point, it's what, 2025. And I know there were buildings made in the 80s and 90s probably, or maybe earlier. But why? There's steel. Steel is what we have. We don't have Reardon steel yet, but we have steel. How much did you pay for a crown, if I may ask? 0. The government paid for it. If you live in the United States, you paid for it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody says, thank you for your service. I say, thank you for your support. You don't understand how much support you have given me. The government provided this. I didn't pay a dime for it. Probably would have cost $2,000 or more. You have no dental. What? Do you brush your teeth every day? Do you eat your apples? Keep the doctor away too? Are you a veteran? SW? But yeah, so I got the crown in. You know what? That's another thing too. Is the dentist? They're very engaging. We cut little jokes. We laugh here and there. You know, it's fun. It's really great. It's fun. I love the dentist. I was reading an essay. It was like going to the dentist might be terrible, but it's good for your health. Like, no, it's not terrible. What are you talking about? It's terrible. It's wonderful. Love going to the dentist. I've never experienced anything, painful or there was pressure when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. There was pressure. I was like there, and there was like some kind of like wooziness because I took drugs to prevent the pain. I knew they were missing, but I didn't really feel like, damn, that was a horrible experience. I didn't really get that. I don't understand when people say that. When people say that the dentist is not a fun place to be. Private insurance is $4,000 a month for a family plan. Jesus, Lord of... I don't even want to think about that. What is a family, by the way? I don't even know what a family is. What is... Everybody says family. Family. What is a family? What the hell is a family? That's the question I have to ask. Is it just like the mom, the dad, and the kids? Is that a family? Or is it like the mom and the kids, or the dad and the kids, or is there no kids? If you just have the mom and the dad, or a woman and a man married, is that a family? A family of with an uncle and an aunt, is that family? I don't know. Husband, spouse, kids. So that's and what is the break off? Is there a time when they're not family? Is it like when they hit 26 years of age, when the insurance runs out on them? I will not be cooking tomorrow. My dad will be cooking tomorrow. My dad will be doing the turkey thing. He's got some great garlic butter stuff that goes into the turkey. It's awesome. I will not be cooking tomorrow. I do not have the patience. I do not have the know-how. He taught me back in like 2011 how to do a whole meal, bam, and get it out and get it to people. But I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather pay somebody or allow, somebody. I'll buy the ingredients, for the. But this time we got a free turkey through ShopRite. I don't know if you have ShopRites, but it's like a Kroger. If you're from a different part of the country, trying to think. It's not like I'm trying to think. I think it's mostly like Kroger, if I'm pronouncing that right. Kroger. But yeah. So will you be cooking tomorrow, Sun 90? Will you be what do they call them? Banging the pots or what heating the pots or what burning the pots? Burning the pots? Will you be burning the pots tomorrow? I'm gonna watch that game tomorrow. Cowboys about to get that next win in. Back-to-back wins. Let's get it, Cowboys. Let's go. Come on with it. Back-to-back. They beat the champions. The reigning Super Bowl champions. Who they face tomorrow? Let me see. They play the Chiefs. Oh, okay, so they're playing the former champions, the previous champions, and they're at 500. The Dallas Cowboys 5-5-1, and Kansas City not doing too tough either. They're only 6-5. they're probably not going back to the Super Bowl, but the Dallas Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl this year. Mark my words right now. I'm going to make sure this video gets seen. The Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl this year. Of course it's fixed. It's all fixed. That's why the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. They're like, wait a minute. The Cowboys are the biggest team in the world, literally, everywhere, every sport. Not just in the league, not just the NBA, not NHL, MLB, MLS, not just Liverpool, Manchester, whatever, every sport, every team, the Cowboys are the lead team in the world by like a few $billions. I think they're at like 12 billion or something, or 15 billion. I can't really, I'll look it up because I'm spouting crazy right now. Cowboys worth. They're worth $13 billion, making them the most valuable NFL franchise for the 19th consecutive year. I'm going to say richest team in the world. It says Real Madrid, but it's at 6.75. Where are the Cowboys? They're talking about football teams. I'm talking about all teams in the world. What is the richest sports team in the world? The Dallas Cowboys. $10.1 billion. The first across the 11-figure threshold and $1.3 billion beyond their closest competition. And they haven't won a championship in over 30 years. Come on, man. Somebody make that make sense. You hear about the missing coach? Yeah. Child porn. Come on now. Or should I say child P? I should say child P. I shouldn't be saying the word. Child P, Sandusky Part 2. Yeah. And he had Child P, and he was soliciting a minor. Sandusky Part 2. Yep. You're right. Sandusky 2. Bumbleclot. Salute. Yeah, we can talk about anything now. It's the other half of the show. We can go back to the bamboo. I think he unalived himself in the woods. I think so too. Or he went off to some, far off country somewhere. He took a Russell Simmons move. But I think he took a boat or something like that. He took a boat off the side, probably went to Cuba or something like that. They're Appalachia. Well, he took a trip down. I think he took a trip down south, to Florida and got on a boat to Cuba. Possibly. I don't know. Or he could have unalived himself. I don't know. It's possible. He's a piece of crap if he's got child P. Child P is soliciting a minor. You don't do that, obviously. Trump will pardon him. Let's hope not. Yeah, Trump will not. I don't think he will pardon him, even if he had the opportunity. He will have the opportunity if he's caught, but he probably won't. He's a brother in Christ. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus, in the name of the blood, in the name of the Father, in the name of the Holy Spirit. He's a brother in Christ. They had a winning season. That's what happens, though, right? You get caught up in the success, and then somebody uncovers something about you, and then it's all over. Everything comes tumbling down. That's just the reality of it. Does Trump have enough to pay America's debt? No, he does not. What is he worth? He's like $2.3 billion. And America's debt, if I understand it right, is $38 trillion. Let me see. What I'm gonna make 100%. I've been saying this all night. Is America's debt? Yep, $38 trillion. That's because of government. That's the government. It's bloated because of government. That's not private interests. That's all government. That's the state. All these different group, FDA, DEA, OSHA, FCC, FAA, all these alphabet soup agencies and administrations don't need to be in existence. If we cut them out of existence and just have three main things, the military, the police, and the law courts, hey, we'd have a buku money. We'll have buku money. And it'll pay off our debt. And we won't have any debt. But as long as these government entities continue, we'll have this debt hanging over our heads. Who worries about it though? You can't worry about it because there's nothing you can do. You're not head of the state. That's why we have to elect people that are efficient and proficient and understand the reality of it. Who know what they're doing. That's a reality. But I had a great day today. Got my crown. Can you see it? Got my crown right here. See, it just flush. They had to use a scanner. They used a scanner to check out where my tooth goes. It was wonderful. I still don't understand it. And we were talking about fruitcake. My dad and I, we love fruitcake. Fruitcake is best. Oh, what is that? A doorstop? What is that? A paperweight? No, it's delicious. That's what it is. Fruitcakes are delicious. They're wonderful. So if there's anybody that dumps on fruitcakes, then you haven't tried the right fruitcake, because there is a difference. I can see what some people say against fruitcake, because not all fruitcakes are made the same. Not all fruitcakes are made the same, because some of them are too cakey. They break away. They're too crumbly, and it's not. And there's little stickiness, I should say. There's little stickiness to it, and it just crumbles like cake. It feels like cake instead of fruit cake. There's a difference between cake and fruit cake, so it's a difference. When you're eating it, it should be like compact, and you should taste all the gumminess and all the flavors. And if you soak it in rum, you get that flavor as well. So I just the dentist and fruitcake. It's weird. People hate both. The visit. I have to go to the dentist. Damn. I gotta make sure my dental health is fine. So it's just weird. It's just in our culture, in our society, we look down upon dentistry. How is that possible? I mean, we have self care for our own teeth. The dentist suck. Why does the dentist suck though? Why does the dentist suck? The dentist is awesome. How does the dentist suck? See, that's one of the lines that gets me. You can talk about that to me if you want. Oh, you corny. Oh, you whack. Oh, you stupid. Oh, whatever. I don't care. But the dentist suck. Bumba, are you serious? The dentist. What? Could you qualify your statement? Could you give a little bit of explanation, examples, key facts to back your baseless claim? The dentist suck. What sucks about the dentist? I think you're being facetious right now. But I'm not sure. I think you're being facetious. They use a thing that sucks. Oh, yeah. That is true. Yes. Okay. That was a good setup. That was a good setup punchline. They use a thing that sucks. That's true. They have a thing that sprays water, and they have a thing that uses suction. So I guess you're right. Dentists do suck, but their instruments are the ones that suck. They don't suck. The instruments suck. Their tools suck. But yeah, so this crown is great. I can't use gum against it. Can't use, gummy stuff against it. I got to be careful with how I chew for Thanksgiving, and just be aware of that. The doctor comes in though. The doctor's great. She's like real bubbly and happy. She's like, oh, we're gonna, put in another crown. We're gonna put in a crown. Never ate. He meant to say ate fruitcakes. Looks nasty. Well, it tastes great. It tastes great. It depends on what fruitcake you get from what bakery or what store. They're not all made the same. Like I said, they're not all made the same. You gotta be careful. They have different levels. They have different levels. So you just have to be careful on what you buy and what you spend money on. So, I suggest you try a fruitcake, a few fruitcakes. Just try different ones, see what they're like. No, you're gonna enjoy one of them. You go to 4 different stores or bakeries, and you're gonna enjoy it, whether it's like store brand, like store bought, or even the bakery in the store, or you go to a bakery, in it's a standalone bakery itself, and you can do that. Why the pause? Why the pause? Ayo, no Diddy. Why are we pausing? Resume. Resume. Diddy is a fruitcake. Diddy is a fruitcake. That's funny. That's a totally different kind of fruitcake, though, sir. So, definitely have to take that into account. Take into the account that dentistry is a glorious profession. I always say there's 2 types of health that you should always consider: dental health and mental health. Mental health, of course, first, because that's like the governing, function of your mind and your psyche, and it governs all your actions and behaviors. Dental health, because that's the first line of everything you put into your mouth. If you can't chew your food, or if you can't use your food, there's some foods you don't have to chew, but for the most part, people have to chew their food. And if you have like a cracked tooth, or a tooth that is decaying or is diseased, that can go into your bloodstream and kill you. It's happened. People have died because of poor dental health. So just be aware of that. Be aware of the fact that you going to the dentist makes it a safer environment for your mouth and for your rest of your body, because whatever goes in your mouth is what makes up your body. Look at British teeth. Yeah, that's what I don't. Why? Is it because of the fluoride? How are babies like they don't get enough nourishment when they're younger, and then there has to be British dentists, right? Are they not doing their job? Is that what's happening? I don't understand. But look, I'm about to cut out here. It's been about an hour. Unless y'all want to talk some more, we can talk about anything. We can talk about the Inferno. I'm gonna look at the death toll. Hong Kong. So it's still at 44. It looks like. Looks like it's still at 44. Hopefully, it stays there at 44. It's probably not. 279 people still reported missing. Fish and chips in it, bruv. I go to uni on me lorry to me flat in it. I catch a bird in the park, dogging. Getting dogged in it. With doing maths. Saw it on me telly in it. I wonder what they say about Americans. I wonder how if they use American dialect or the accent. He was acting daft. I tell you. Hey, but I'm about to cut out of here. Thank you for coming in, everybody. Thanks for the knowledge and the education from SW, especially. I will see you guys maybe tomorrow. I might do a marathon show. I might do a marathon. It might be like 2 or 3 hours, maybe. Maybe. Not promising anything, but I'll see about it. Thank you very much. Take care.